Morning and welcome back, guys. Check out this rig behind me. This is truck 116. Timmy's working on getting this thing ready to go to the paint shop. All we're doing really is painting the frame. Right up underneath the cab, right up in here. The front still is okay, but just a little before shot gives you an idea what it looks like. The guys replaced a lot of these bolts. They needle scaled some of this stuff off. They touched up a couple spots on the frame. Got everything looking really good. Looks like new wishbones in here. Lots of good parts. Getting this truck ready to go for the long haul. Yes, this cab does need some paint, but right now we're just going to do the frame. Eventually we'll probably end up doing the cab and the sleeper. This one has one of those little coffin bunks on, just like a 42-inch flat top. So I'll keep you guys posted when that rig gets back. I'll show you what it looks like. Hopefully the guys do a good job and get rid of some of that rust. Well guys, today I want to show you a little bit of what our trucks are hauling. So right now is cabbage time, and if you look, sorry, my windshield's a bit dirty. Let me hop out. I don't know if you can see those 3 tractors sitting right there. They are loaded with cabbage, as well as that tractor right up there is loaded with cabbage. And way down yonder, right in there, they are picking cabbage. So from what I can tell, this cabbage goes several different ways. Some of this cabbage goes in bulk like this. They dump it right into our trailers, and some of it gets transported for bin into these big cardboard bins, and then they sell it. I guess they sell it to wherever, probably to markets and things like that. But a lot of the stuff looks like it gets picked by hand. They're actually coming up right now with a load. And so one of the guys that pulls for us is here, and he's going to be loading the load. I was hoping to catch one of our trucks loading, but wasn't able to. But they're going to put that dump cart load up there. I think 2 of those will fill a semi-truck. So I think they're coming up. They're going to get them loaded. So let's get back. Let's check out this truck and see if we can get some footage of them dumping. I know sometimes, guys, I say owner-operators, right? These are owner-operators that pull for us part-time. It's not all the time. Usually it's just one load, or like they haul the load one way and then they find their own return load, or they do their own other hauls. But it varies. It depends on the week. You know, some days or some weeks they're hauling more for us, some weeks less, but they do have their own work that they do as well. So kind of a couple different guys. Here is one of the rigs. I don't know if you guys ever seen this rig going down the road. This is actually a Mack walking floor. It's not a Mack trailer that you see going down the road a lot. This is one of their, if you remember seeing our Mack walking floor, the one that we have, it's their lighter wall, and this would be very similar to that, except it has panels on the exterior, so you can see there's panels every so often, and that is why that trailer looks a little bit different. Just makes it look less garbage trailer like. Gives it a little cleaner look, little nicer look. And he's pulling it with a Peterbilt. That trailer is a nice trailer, but like, I would say fit and finish to compared to our Titans. You know, I feel our Titans definitely have a bit better fit and finish, but it is an all aluminum trailer and it should hold up fine. I think Mack makes a great trailer. It's just on our Titans, you know, I think fit and finish, they'd look a lot better going down the road. Also, like, you look at his back doors, the back doors on that trailer are a lot lighter. I think it's a FRP door. Gives you a little idea. So compared to our Titan walk-in floors, our Titans have massive doors compared to that. Not sure if they're gonna load out back here or not. I'll go talk to him and tell him that this is where they've been loading. All right, well, I gotta get rolling. And he is still rinsing, doing a good washout. I'll show you real quick where they're loading, kind of a mess. Guys are wrapping up the last trailer, strapping it down, getting it ready. So there's no good spot to load up in that field. So they're loading right here in our parking lot. You can't beat this, but kind of makes a mess. So they got some cleanup to do when they get done loading, when they get done picking that cabbage. All right, guys, I'll see if Trevor can get some footage of them dumping. I'm sure he will. Here comes the tractor. Meanwhile, guys, let me get you some better shots of his rig here. See, these guys in PA can have a dump axle or a lift axle on their trailer. For us in New York, we can't do that. If it lifts, it has to steer. We get to see one of the rigs pulling in.
So we got the field next door getting picked with cabbage, and just so we're not loading on the road because it's at the top of the hill, we've got the guys right here in the yard getting loaded. There's the cabbage trailer, dump cart, and then got a walk-in floor here about to get loaded with cabbage. We've done about 3 of our own guys out of here. See with the sun shining on your face. Just the same way we do the beans, just tipping her up in. This is a local farmer just up behind us. Worked out good to have trucks load right here in the yard. As you're watching that, you can see 108 coming in over there. He had some stuff break down on the road, and we're gonna open up the top of his motor tomorrow and see what all happened. Got him back, but there's still some issues up in there. You guys really get up there with that weight. Did a pretty nice smooth job. Sometimes they get dumping in there and they'll rock that trailer like crazy. I don't like it when they do that, I tell you. This truck is high transport. he stopped in and washed up at our shop up there. I remember this truck, a friend of ours did it in his shop. I saw it right down to the frame. There's nothing on it, no sleeper or anything like that. Got it all put back together. Looks a lot different when there's actually stuff on the frame. Kind of like 116 is right now. Just down to nothing. But this guy's got some real special front end air ride. Get as low as he can go, so it's right on the ground. I like that deck plate. The wooden, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's a wooden deck plate. It's always interesting to see what other things people come up with. Look at a mess in my driveway. The whole shop's gonna smell like rotten cabbage over the next couple of weeks. Got 145 in here, still looking pretty good with its hood. Take some air out of the tire for some reason. Goes 120. That's service for tomorrow. Got a new yard horse. Haven't got it set up yet, so we haven't been able to put it in service, but had it hooked to the new tank that Justin brought in with it. Took the super singles off. Joe was in here, ended up checking out all the brakes, and well, let's just say they weren't quite what we could use. See all the holes in them, the chunks out of them. There, you can't see it probably in the camera, but they're just grooved right up. So put new S-cans and bushings while we're in it. Yeah, super singles, we don't need them. We run just the regular tandems. But new S-cams down in there. Put the Hendrickson S-cam tube kits in it. They're one of the easiest things to put in, but to take them out, it's a pain in the butt. Joe was at it quite a bit today. 141's up there, getting a clutch job finished up by Timothy. 720,000 miles or so on that original clutch. But the pilot bearing kind of seized up on us. It ground, you can see the rings in there, but it ground it right out. And all it did was broke this here and the end of this one out here. Not so awful much, but just enough to make it start to get the pieces down in there and not work. All these springs are fine here. All these are around here. So Timothy got her turned around just under 2 days. So I think we'll be in good shape with that. Over there, Tyler been working on 116's strip offs. These are tank brackets. Every single one of those had a rust hole through it. This one right here, I don't know if you can see that, that's gone down that side. And we took the box ends off because yep, routed right through in several places. There's one more that's a lot worse than the others. There it is, right there. It's not exactly what you want on your truck, is it? You can almost use that as a face mask if you put the holes in the right place. But just got the sleeper off of it, bunk mounts. We had this here, so it's sitting on its face, so this is the back of the sleeper. This was bubbling here, so I got something, you see there's bent. Something right in here is not quite lined, so we gotta get that taken care of. And excuse me, when we got it off, we noticed this bracket is supposed to look like that. There's supposed to be a mount right there. It actually tore right out of there. So we'll take this piece off and make all that new in there. And then new lines, and that goes back on. So, oh, we got this back the other day working. This is a hydraulic power unit that we had that ran our big conveyors out there years ago. We sold it to the neighbor down the road, and he used it for a while and ended up not needing it. So I bought it back, and pretty much it's got a, I don't know what the pressures and everything on them are. I'm still learning about it. It's got a little diesel motor on it and a great big hydraulic tank. We actually used it. So here's the fittings, we put them back to our fittings, and I don't think there's something with it. It wouldn't quite start. One of the glow plugs or something he had out, and I think he detached the start solenoid so we couldn't start it on him. Probably shouldn't have done that. But anyways, that was something that we put a dump trailer up with, and hopefully I'll get it set up so we can have hydraulic power here in the shop. That'll be very handy.
Some of you guys were asking about the topsoil pile, how all that looked. I'll show you guys how all the dozing went. Here you go. So there's a little bit here that I did not get moved, but that was because there was some equipment parked here in the way. So that'll come next summer. I can just clear that up, but otherwise, everything else is looking pretty good. Grasses are starting to grow on the side of the hill. You can see all this flat part, we're going to eventually clean up, like finish grade it. I'm hoping that next summer sometime I can get a dozer in and actually have it professionally dozed out, but get all this leveled. I want to kind of see how drainage goes for this year, because we did block off some drains, but I want to see how drainage goes, and then we're going to clear everything out. I'd like to really make it a working field, or at least a big food plot for the deer. But here's an idea what these piles look like. It's a big pile, and there's a lot of topsoil here. For you guys that participated in the auction, thank you very much. It was a successful auction, and there's not much left. I think the van, there was a hood or two that didn't sell. The van is sold. Actually, the guy just didn't come for it yet. But otherwise, everything, I think most everything is out of here and in its new home. And here is a topsoil pile that needs to get moved. We'll probably work on that if things stay dry, but that pile needs to get moved over there. So kind of a work in progress. Getting stuff cleaned up and ready for winter time. I tell you, before too long the snow will be flying, and that's when it's nice to have plenty of space to push snow, to get the driveways cleared off and make sure everything's out of your way so you're not pushing equipment or pushing stuff up on a pile, up on a snow pile. And you guys are just in time to see truck 116 come back. That's what a Pro Tote looks like hooked up. Paint job is complete. It's not too bad. Thought they were going to clear more of it, but this will work a lot better than what it was. One of the most important things is to get them before they get this bad. And this truck, it was looking pretty rough. We had actually painted this frame before, and just the salt nastiness up here in New York, it's brutal on our equipment. But like I said, do it early enough, and I have some other trucks that we'll need to do. That way you don't get all this pitting and all this nasty stuff. It doesn't look quite so bad. Now the guys got a lot of work to do. They gotta get the sleeper put back on. They gotta get all the wheels and tires, brakes, airbags, you name it, it's gotta get back on there. A lot of hoses and things that go from front to back. They got their work cut out for a few days. Probably eventually we'll paint that truck, maybe in time, but for right now, No. All right, I'll show you guys here. These are these super singles. They gotta go. They still got quite a bit of tread on. I'll get those advertised. If you have interest, let me know. These are the new ones. Look at that. Brand new Durabrite rims. This will be a good looking rig going down the road. Got a license plate on. Now they're just working on some of the stuff here in the back. Getting a framework built to set the pump, because we're gonna put the pump here in the back. I'll see if Trevor can keep you guys updated on how that works. And talking about components that go back on 116, the truck that just had the frame paint, well, here it is. Here it is. There's the bunk. Here's all the components. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.